Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Chicago Cubs Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 25. Today, we finish season number 2. As you can see, we've had a pretty good season. 68 and 47, good for first in the Central, and 6 games ahead of the next team. The team in general has been really, really good, and it's been really due to, in no small part, Roger Clemens, who we signed in the offseason. We paid him exorbitant amounts of money, $44 million for a million years, but he has had an unbelievable season. I would be shocked if he was not a part of Cy Young conversations when we get to the end of the season. We could take a look right now. The Cy Young for the National League, he is in talks for it, but he might not get it because Tom Seaver and Whitey Ford are having slightly better seasons. It's a close race, though. It is a real close race. So Clemens could get it if he continues to dominate and maybe one of these two guys, or I guess obviously both of them, slip up a little bit. But we are finishing the season today, so that means all of August and all of September will be done today, and hopefully at the end of the episode, we are playing post-season baseball in October when it matters the most. That is the end goal. Did we take a look at draft picks in the end of the last episode? I don't remember. Let's do it right now. We had the number 3 overall pick. We took Ben Clark purely based on potential. As you can see right there, he's 89 to 94, but he is 23 years old. What are our picks going to be? Okay, not great, but we do have Ben Clark with a potential, which is kind of sad because this is the first guy in MLB Show 25 I've drafted with a potential, and he's 23 years old. But he could be AAA ready right away, which means he's going to get his value up, and he could be a part of a trade to get some legend in the future. Now, the rest of our picks are not great, except for Gus Zarco, who we took a complete flyer on, and he's 21, B potential, 49 overall. 49 overall and 21 years old don't really mix that well, so he's not ever going to have a future with us. But maybe we can toss him to another team in part of a trade, and maybe he's got some value to boost that ahead. Remember, in a series like this, legends matter more than draft picks. So we want to draft as well as possible so that in turn we can flip those guys for better legends. That's the whole point. And getting Ben Clark is actually a pretty decent pickup because he's got 90 potential. He's already a 73. A year in the minors could do him pretty well, and you could get some pretty decent value. As far as the big league club goes, we're going to be simulating these 2 seasons. We do have to extend some people either in the offseason or in today's episode. Our budget's not amazing because we are paying a lot of money to a lot of different people, as you can see right here, just a wall of just millions upon millions of dollars paid out to these guys, but we do have some extra guys that we need to pay, so we'll figure that out as we go. But let's start simulating here, and hopefully we continue to play well. A-Rod with the bases loaded versus K-Rod. A-Rod versus K-Rod. You know what? We don't get many jump-ins with A-Rod, so we might as well do it. Bases loaded, salami on the table, Francisco Rodriguez on the mound, A-Rod, K-Rod. Let's try to hit a grand slam. Here comes Alex Rodriguez taking the plate against Francisco Rodriguez. Bases are loaded. A-Rod's trying to smoke a granny. It's not going to happen. It's not even going to be a base hit. It'll be a grounder to second base, and A-Rod comes up short. Well, that's not what I wanted to have happen, obviously. And the Brewers hold on for the victory. It's 4-3. We lose. That's upsetting. 4 home runs for their notable guys. All 4 of their runs came off of home runs, I'm guessing. That's how that would work. But we do take the series 3-1, so that's obviously pretty awesome. Let's keep moving, though. We got Brenton Doyle, who we did sign in free agency, I think, right? To bring in an extra body. But we're not going to jump into that game. We do sweep the Mets, which is huge. They're a good team, 63-57, pretty solid. That's a big sweep of the Mets. And possible sweep of the Reds as well. We're down by 1, the bases loaded. I didn't get my first bases loaded opportunity. Let's see if I can get this one. I failed at my first attempt on a bases loaded jump in with A-Rod. I really hope that I don't fail at this attempt. Bo Jackson, bases loaded into left field. It's going to be a failed attempt. And I just realized that Jonathan India is back in Cincinnati, but this time playing left field, which seems kind of weird, but whatever. He's out there playing. And the Reds beat us. That's fun. Andy Pettitte loses the game. 3 runs in the top of the ninth is not a way to beat a team, that's for sure. Now we take on the Astros. We got Matt Strahm jumping in. Astros beat us 7-2. My God. Another bases loaded situation. Top of the 10th. 1 out. Can I finally do it? Is it 3rd time's the charm? I guess we'll find out. Here we go on the road at Minute Maid. I don't think it's Minute Maid anymore, but I'm still going to call it Minute Maid. In Houston. Bryce Harper, I tend to mash with, at least historically, in these series. I've done fairly well consistently with Bryce Harper when doing Legends series. But this year I've kind of struggled with him. Hopefully I can change that with a big-time mush of a baseball over the right field wall for a grand slam. Not going to swing at that. I got my vision. I got my discipline. It's a 2-1 count to Harper. Paul Sewald on the mound in a dangerous spot. Top of the 10th, throws a sweeper for a ball. It's 3-1. Does Bryce Harper have the green light? I think that he might just have it, depending on the pitch. There's only 3 he can choose from. He's got the green light, but it's going to go foul. It's 3-2. How in the wide world of sports is it a full count? Unbelievable. How did I miss that? Harper. Oh, my God. Eddie Murray. Oh, he just had an NBA vertical. That was absolute insanity. That was supposed to be 2 runs, but instead it's an out. Murray makes the play at first, and that leaves Craig Biggio with 2 outs. A chance to get the board moving. A chance to do something Harper couldn't do. Come on, Craig. Against your team in real life, Craig Biggio will not have it on that pitch. I thought that was going to be a pretty decent pitch, but I swung a little late. Just a little bit late. Good eye on the fastball. It's a ball. It is 2-1 to Craig. I don't know, Craig. That's going to be up the middle in center field. That'll score at least 2. And Craig Biggio has delivered. It's 9-7. That's exactly what we needed. Craig Biggio does it. And they will pull Paul Sewald, and they will bring in Colin Poche? I don't care. He's coming in against Anthony Volpe. Runners on the corners. I'd love an extra insurance run. That'd be super useful. We'll see what Volpe can do. The youngster, what's he got up his sleeve? Oh, that was the pitch. That was that pitch right there. I'll tell you what. That was the pitch, but I just missed it. Swinging down low for the fastball. I thought I could go down and kind of golf it into the outfield, but I was a little bit early on it. I know it says good timing, but I was a little bit early. Not going to swing at that one. It's a 1-2 count to Volpe. Come on, you know you don't want to give me anything that I can't hit. And Anthony Volpe smokes that baseball into the outfield, over the wall, 354. And I haven't done this maybe at all in MLB The Show 25. Santa Maria, that ball is out of here. A 3-run shot guaranteed, no doubt about it. Anthony Volpe. 12-7 Cubs. He just got on top of that one and absolutely mooned it. Boom! Crushed to left field. That was the insurance I was asking for. A brilliant swing from the youngster Volpe, giving us a massive advantage now. And hopefully we can hold it down. If we lose this game in the bottom of the 10th, I'd have to fire some people. We have no business, absolutely no business losing this game. But we'll see what we can do. Bo Jackson, possible final out. I'd love if he could get on base, but he's going to ground that to shortstop. 99 speed, beat the throw! Barely, but not in time. Cal Ripken makes the play, and can we hold on for the victory? Yes, we can. The good guys hold on for the dub. And of course, all thanks to Anthony Volpe. Well, I mean, really, Craig Biggio did most work, but still a huge home run from Volpe to guarantee the victory. And now we move to the final week of August. We take 2 of 3 against the Giants. Another jump-in scenario. Strom again. We hold on for the dub, and we sweep the Colorado Rockies. I know they're bad, but the Rockies lose. 83-51. We're 7.5 games up. We are tied for the best record in baseball with the New York Yankees. So we have the best record in the National League. The Yankees have the best record in the American League. But I don't care because we are rolling. We take 2 of 3 against Pittsburgh. Now we jump into the month of September where we have ourselves some call-ups to take care of. So who's getting called up here for the playoffs? Do we want another pitcher? I don't think we need one. We have our starting 5, plus we have a very deep, very well-rounded bullpen. I like what we're working with here. I really do. We got a couple lefties, couple righties. I like the bullpen. I think we're good there. I think it's just going to be a couple hitters. But who are those hitters going to be? I have absolutely no idea. It could be Christian Campbell, I guess. Maybe just give him a shot at the major league level. Who knows? Joseph Ortiz is already up here. It's not going to be Sheng. It just can't be. We might need to sign some free agents, actually, because I don't think anybody here is ready to go. It's not going to be Andrew McCutchen. That's absolutely guaranteed. I think we need to sign some free agents. I don't know if we can. What kind of budget do we have? What are we working with here? I need to sign some people. We have $26 million. I think that's enough to be able to sign some free agents. Hopefully, at least. Now, remember, a lot of these legends are in free agency because nobody around the league has enough money to bring these guys in. So, if there's a way we could sign some people, that would be awesome. Can I get Jeff Bagwell? Probably not for anything too expensive, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't afford $28 million. So Bagwell's not on the table. I knew that was going to happen. I just had to try it, though. The old Mark McGwire, the young Prince Fielder is interesting. Can I get him on a cheaper deal? 2 years. I probably can't afford 2 years. No, I'm not going to be able to afford any of these legends. That's okay. We'll just go for... I need another catcher, that's for sure. But there's nobody here that's good. I'll go Luke Maley. We'll give him like $900K for a season. I need probably 2 catchers, actually. Let's go for this 22-year-old. Jesus. Let's get Jesus on the team. Everybody needs a little Jesus. So we'll grab him. Those are 2 guys. But now we need to go for guys that actually can play Major League Baseball. But unfortunately, we just don't have money to bring those type of guys in. Kyle Tucker's going to want way too much money. It's just simply not possible. All these legends are going to be way too expensive, which is kind of unfortunate because I'd like to bring some of them in. What about Manny Ramirez? Is he viable? The young Manny? Younger Manny? If I drop this down all the way to 19 million, it's probably as far as I can go. He thinks he's worth more. What about if I give you 19 and a half? He thinks he's worth more. Well, come on, Manny. You play a little flexible here. Increase the salary. 20 and a half. I can go 21. The length is about right, but the salary is too low. Come on, Manny. Play ball with me. You haven't played baseball all season, and now you're getting stingy with the contract. He's staying stingy. 22 and a half. We were able to sign Manny Ramirez. My God. Talk about being stingy. Manny Ramirez on roster now. We'll see what that does for us. We'll see what that does for us. We got him on a 2-year deal, but we can always flip him to another team next year if we need to. But that's another body out in the outfield. We need another infield guy. All we have is Colson Montgomery and Joseph Ortiz. So we need to sign somebody else for the infield. Preferably like a second baseman that can probably play a little bit of shortstop as well. Or maybe a first baseman that can play a little second base. What about Lance Berkman? He can play all the outfield spots. I'm still looking at Prince Fielder, but he's going to be a little bit too expensive, I think. We've got some options down here. There's super old Todd Helton at the end of his career. Party at Napoli's, maybe? He's probably not too expensive. What about a 1-year deal for like $20 million? I'd like a longer contract. Well, wouldn't we all there, Mike? Wouldn't we all want a longer contract? All right, we can sign Napoli. So Party at Napoli's is here. We still have one spot open on the big league roster, but Napoli comes in. He can play first base. He can play catcher. So that's a nice little backup. Some more depth. And now we probably, we could arguably use another bullpen arm. We kind of have a lot of this stuff covered. We could arguably use another arm in the bullpen, now that I think about it. So maybe we sign a free agent reliever. Who is going to be the guy, though? Can't have one of these guys, that's for sure. What about Jordan Zimmerman? He's probably not that expensive. Yeah, he's super cheap, actually. What about a 2-year deal for $9 million? And we can get Jordan Zimmerman on the club. Pitcher rotation now adds Zimmerman, who's got decent stamina. He's another long reliever to pair with Ubaldo. I like that a lot. All right, those are our quote-unquote September call-ups. Just spending some money in free agency. But we had to do what we had to do. And now we move to September, the final month of the year. What will be the Cubs' fate when it comes to postseason play? Obviously, we'd like to think that we're going to be participating. We have the best record in the National League. Another Grand Slam opportunity, top of the 7th against the Doyers. Bo Jackson is at the plate. I don't have a good history in this series with Bo Jackson, but I'm going to try to fix that right here, right now. Here is Bo. Bases loaded, 1 out. Anything but a double play. Come on, Bo. You got this. You absolutely got this. All you need to do is deliver this somewhere in the outfield. It scores at least 2, maybe, depending on how deep it is, maybe even all 3. 79 speed, Joseph Ortiz over on first. And never mind, you're going to swing and a miss. Okay. That was super embarrassing there at Bo. Figure it out. Zach Jackson's not that decent of a pitcher, but he's throwing down in the zone. Throw me up a little bit here. Throw on at my chest. Let me get around one. Well, he did exactly what I asked for, but it's going to be popped into right field. It's going to score at least 1. I'm going to send him home. I'm going to send everybody around, see if we can get some damage done. It's a bad throw to the cutoff man. It's a tie baseball game. Bo Jackson does a job. It's a sac fly RBI, ties the game, and they pull their pitcher, Zach Jackson, and they will bring in Aaron Bummer. Well, I hate to say it, but this is probably going to be a little bit of a bummer for the Dodgers because Joey Bats will ground out to shortstop Bobby Witt, and that is going to be the inning. Okay, that didn't go as planned, I will say, but we do get the tie, which is what we came there to do, and we get the win. Let's go! W's in chat for the Cubs. Brenton Doyle, who comes in and gets the player of the game. Good for him. Munoz went 3 innings. I don't like that. But we get the win against the Dodgers, who are drastically bad. 70-76. Oh, my God. I never see that. Even Legends Series, the Dodgers are never that bad. At least we don't get swept by the Angels. That would have been bad. 91-58. We have yet to clinch the division because I guess there's some possible way that if we lose every single game, the Pirates win every single game, it's mathematically still available. The Yankees, on the other hand, have clinched the East in the American League. They're the only team in baseball to do so. We both have 91 wins. Never mind, the Mariners also have 91 wins. They came out of nowhere. Oh, my God. They've clinched at least a playoff spot. We don't get swept by the Pirates, but it was close. We're still losing games here at the end of the season. I don't like that. Both AAA minor league teams don't make the playoffs. And we've done it. The Chicago Cubs in year number 2 of the LFD, Legends Fantasy Draft Series, have not only clinched the division, but we have clinched the best record in baseball, or at least in the National League. Around the rest of baseball, Yankees also at 95, Mariners at 95. So there's 3 teams. There's clearly 3 teams in baseball that are the top teams, and it's us, the Yankees, and the Mariners. Another jump-in scenario. This time it's again against K-Rod. We're down by 2. I gotta try to help out Bryce, right? Bryce Harper to the plate. Home at Wrigley, bottom 9, 1 out. A 3-run shot walks this off and ends this game. That would be electric. He's hitting .352 with runners on. So, that is pretty exciting. You just need to do it again. One more time, Bryce Harper. I don't think that's enough to send him home, unfortunately. Oh, 46 speed. It would have been real close. Gary Carter, I don't know. Bryce gets on base, but I don't know if that would have been a good idea to send him home. It's probably for the best that we keep him here because it brings up Bo Jackson. Bases are juiced, and all Bo needs to do is put something in the outfield. Deep in the outfield might score all three and win us this game. A home run obviously wins us the game. Oh my good God, that was the pitch. I did not think that cutter was going to be that low, for one, and I didn't think he was going to throw, not the cutter, the curveball, I mean, and I didn't think the curveball was going to even be thrown in the first place. That's going to be out of the zone, right at the shin of Bo Jackson. A 2-1 count to the big, powerful Bo Jackson. What's he got? What's K-Rod got up his sleeve? Nothing. Throws a fastball for another ball. It is a 3-1 count to Big Bo. Joey Bats on deck, waiting for his opportunity. And Bo will foul off a fastball. 100 on the gun. Dangerous from Francisco Rodriguez. Here's the pitch. That was a ball that I did not need to swing at. What am I doing? He walked me, and I gave him an out instead. And now it's Jose Bautista with a chance to win it. It comes down to him. Does Jose have what it takes to deliver us to the promised land? Not on that pitch. 83-mile-an-hour curveball. I was way on top of it. And it is still in question. Come on, Jose. Not swinging at that. Don't swing at that. He tried to get me again with the curveball. It's not going to work twice. At least not in a row. The White Sox have completed a franchise turnaround, clinching the AL Central in their first playoff appearance in 4 years. And Jose Bautista gets inside on one, and he pops it up to Chipper. It's a can of corn, and the Brewers win. We had two different elite hitters with the bases loaded have a chance to win the game for us, and we both did not perform well. And Shane McClanahan only went 3 innings in that game. That's a brutal game. We lose that game to the Brew Crew. Final series of the year, and we don't sweep the Reds, but we finish 98-64. I'd like to think that's a big W. And now we take on the averages. Let's take a look at the league leaders. I will go through these very, very slowly so you can take a peek at who is the league leaders, kind of get an idea of what's going on around the league, who is dominating in the National League and the American League. We'll take a look at that in a second. If you want to obviously take a little bit longer at the top 5, you can certainly do that by pausing the video. Let's go over to the American League. I did see that Biggio led in one category, so we had at least one leader. That's pretty cool. But we'll take a look at this. We'll take a look at the awards, and we'll take a look at the final regular season stats before we get ready for the next episode where we play postseason baseball for the first time in the series. Oh, how sweet it is. You love to see it. And that, my friends, is the league leaders. Let's take a look at the awards. Ted Williams is the MVP of the National League. The American League, it's Babe. Cy Young, Tom Seaver, and Jose Fernandez. Batting title goes to David Wright and Ted Simmons. The reliever of the year is Billy Wagner and Dennis Eckersley. Rookie of the year, Darryl Strawberry, Jake Slaughter. Hank Aaron is Andreas Galarraga and Hank Aaron. Then you've got Gold Gloves for each league if you want to care about those. I don't see any Cubies in here. I feel like we were... oh, there's Bo Jackson. I was going to say, I feel like we were snubbed a little bit, but nice little one for Bo Jackson. And Brenton Doyle! Look at the big dog! Brenton Doyle makes a Gold Glove center field. He was kind of just a whatever addition to the roster this year, and he comes in and makes some big-time additions, some big-time motion. You love to see it. So we do get a couple awards, a couple Gold Gloves. We were in contention for some Silver Sluggers, but didn't get any of it. That's all right. Those are your awards, your league leaders, and everything in between. Let's take one look at the lineups here and the stats, and wrap up this video. So we've got ourselves Roger Clemens, who we brought in free agency. We paid him an absorbent amount of money, $44 million to be exact, per year. And he came in and he was worth every penny. 13-5, 211 strikeouts, a 2.96 ERA, and a 1.20 WHIP. I mean, talk about production. That's lethal. Then we had Curt Schilling, who pitched a lot better when he wasn't the number one. 13-7, 194 strikeouts. I mean, everything about his season is better than his first year. So, a fantastic season from Curt Schilling. Brian Wu, comes in, gets 10 wins, 139 strikeouts, 3.82 ERA. Pretty solid season, I'll give him that. Then you got Shane McClanahan, who had a rough year, but better than last year. So we'll have to maybe replace him. You never know. And then we got Bryce Miller, who is just, he's whatever. He's still growing. He's still struggling slightly, but it is what it is. And then in the rotation, Ubaldo comes in, pitches 99 innings, 110 strikeouts, a 5.87 ERA. So he kind of got rocked a little bit when he came on. But I like the possibility of Ubaldo. I don't like Ubaldo. Then we got Hayden Birdsong, who they brought in for the postseason. Where is my big dog? Who'd they switch out for me? So Zimmerman got moved down, which I don't know why they would do that. Let me add Zimmerman back to the playoff roster. He's not eligible for the roster because he's not on the 40-man. Why'd they take him on the 40-man? Why would I ever want Hayden Birdsong on the big league roster or on the playoff roster? That makes literal 0 sense. And I can't even probably take him off the 40-man. I can't remove anybody from the 40-man roster. That's insane. Why would I want him and not Jordan Zimmerman? Whatever. I guess we can take a look and see what Zimmerman... So Zimmerman pitched in one game since we added him to the team. He had one strikeout. He didn't allow a hit or an earned run. I'd say that's pretty solid. Oh, that's frustrating that they picked Birdsong over Zimmerman, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Strom, he had 10 wins. I mean, he was getting utilized because every jump-in scenario on the mound was always him. But he had 10 wins. He pitched 97 innings, 100 strikeouts, a 2.96 ERA, a 1.13 WHIP. I mean, this is his best season since 2024. This is a fantastic year. Great numbers from Matt Strom. Tyler Rogers, 6 wins, 100 innings pitched, a 3.50. Solid numbers. I'd like to see him simulate a little bit better than that, but hey, he did fine. Andrew Miller had 2 saves. He wasn't the closer this year, but he still performed fairly well. Not as good as last year, but still fine. And then Andres Munoz had 2 saves, 97 innings pitched. He did a lot better than he did last year, that's for sure. He really got his numbers down. And then the real closer, Andy Pettitte, who at the beginning of the year, for a good chunk of the year, I'd probably say 2 or 3 months, Andy Pettitte had a 0 ERA. Now, that really skyrocketed at the end of the year, but he was unbelievable at the beginning. He ends up with 44 saves, 12 blown, but 44 saves in 57 innings pitched. He had 59 strikeouts, a 5.21 ERA, a 1.4. So if you combine what he did in both the beginning of the year and the second half of the year, these numbers look pretty bad. But overall, they're pretty fine, I guess. So that is our bullpen and our starters. The lineup is as follows. Craig Biggio leads off for us, has 21 home runs, 261 average. These are good numbers. They're very similar to what he did last year, but that's kind of Craig Biggio for you. Bryce Harper, 38 home runs, a big jump up from last year when he had 29. 38 home runs, 100 driven in, an average of 300. I mean, these are fantastic numbers from Bryce. I can't wait to see what he does in the postseason. Bo Jackson, mega numbers from him this year. A huge improvement. 44 home runs, 117 driven in, 286 average, slugging 628, 984 OPS. Oh my God, these are crazy numbers from Bo. Love to see it. Then you got Jose Bautista with 38 home runs. Very similar numbers to what he did last year. Slight improvements on some things, but very similar numbers. And Jose Bautista had a pretty solid year. I can't wait to see if he continues to produce in the playoffs, the postseason. Then we got Ryan Howard, who we brought in free agency, paid him a lot of money, and he did almost exactly what he did last year. He hit the exact same number of home runs. Maybe his cap is 43, who knows. Had 104 driven in, a 269 average, a 528 slug, an 864 OPS. I mean, he did exactly what we paid him to do, which was come in and mash home runs, and he did that. Alex Rodriguez, 25 home runs, 75 RBIs, a 240. These are very much improved numbers. I'm liking to see most of my younger guys have a slow start to their first year, and then they improve mightily on their second year. I like a lot of it. I like it a lot. Good numbers from A-Rod. Then you got Brenton Doyle, who just came in as a whatever guy, and he's got himself 13 home runs. He won a Gold Glove. He had 248 average. I mean, Brenton Doyle's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. He is the real deal. Gary Carter, not really a home run type of guy. Probably going to be on his way out in the offseason. But, I mean, these are good numbers for what he does. Then we've got Anthony Volpe, who had the iconic walk-off home, or not walk-off home run, but just 3-run shot in one of the jump-in games we had. He ended up with 13 home runs, a 273, by far his best of his career. 335 OBP, 429 slugging, by far his best of his career. So most of these numbers are the best he's ever had, which is really good considering he might be traded for a legend. So if he can continue to get good and raise that value, that might be awesome. That is our starting rotation, our starting lineup. Then you've got Joseph Ortiz off the bench, which is just, these are whatever numbers. I can't really complain or cheer him. They're fine. Big Christmas, 109 at-bats. Did not perform amazingly, but he's Big Christmas, and I like him. Then we got Jared Kelenic, who had fine numbers for the plate appearances he had. He had 72, so they're whatever. Then you got Evan Carter. Didn't get a lot of reps. I mean, 129 is not that bad, but these are good numbers. He's young though. And then Colson Montgomery, only 53 at bats, 1 home run, did fine. All right, pretty solid numbers. I like what we are cooking, and I just realized that Manny Ramirez didn't get chosen for the playoffs either. Why did I waste this money if they're not going to pay or play them? I don't understand the way that they choose the playoff rosters, and I can't even go and change it because they're not on the 40-man. How do you take him off the 40-man? Thank God I didn't mean to release him. I didn't mean to click that. Thank God it couldn't work. But that is going to be the episode. We are going to simulate to find out who we're playing, but this is where we figure it out. We're taking on the Milwaukee Brewers, who we have a history with in this episode. We played them a lot because we jumped in on multiple different occasions against the Milwaukee Brewers in this video. So we have a little bit of a history with them. They won their wild card matchup against the Pirates. So we will take them on in the NLDS. Next episode will be the entirety of the postseason, regardless of how long it takes or how long we go. That'll be the next episode. We will do the NLDS, hopefully beat the Brewers. We will do the NLCS, hopefully beat either the Mets or the Braves. Go to the World Series and hopefully beat whoever wins that or whoever makes it there for the American League. All of the matchups will be in the next episode. If we lose in the NLDS, then it's only that. If we lose in the NLCS, it's only that. You get the picture. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.